I'm Chronix from the most extreme wrestling. I have not been making as many videos as I would like. I have just started college this fall for the very first time, and when I'm not going to school studying and going to my classes, I'm actually working at the college as well. So from basically the very early morning until in the afternoon, late in the afternoon, you know, I'm at the school doing my stuff. And when I come home, I got to do homework as well. So I have been very caught up in that. It's very important to me that I finish college and get a degree so I can get a good, great career. Now, I did want to talk about this Jerry the King Lawler situation. As every wrestling fan probably knows, Jerry the King Lawler had some sort of heart attack on Monday Night Raw where he pretty much died for about 30 minutes. A very sobering situation, to say the least. I was watching Monday Night Raw during the Titus O'Neil, Darren Young versus Daniel Bryan and Kane match. I noticed that there was a lack of commentary towards the end, and that's basically it. Until they came out and basically announced it, I really didn't know what was going on. I heard what was going on Twitter. You know, people were already spilling it. People in the audience, you know, were getting the information out before anyone else did. But it was hard to believe, you know, what was going on. So basically what happened was, during this match, I mean, Jerry the King Lawler had a match earlier in the night. And he wrestled, totally fine, got on commentary. I mean, he was his old self. I mean, there was nothing out of the blue, no warning signs, no downward spiral, nothing. At one point in the match, when I went back and rewatched it, he was wheezing and kind of, I don't know, he was making like snorting sounds almost, like he was having trouble breathing. You could see a very small glimpse of him at one point in the footage where he's like kind of slumped over and rubbing his head. You know, he was just like that, just completely out of it and having trouble just functioning. And then he was gone. What had happened was, you know, Michael Cole had muted his microphone, called for the people to come help. Apparently they had a doctor, I think, already there, but they had a lot more people to come out and help. I mean, within seconds. I mean, as soon as it happened, it was basically already being taken care of, which is great. They took him through the crowd around behind the hard camera so no one could see on television what was happening, which I always accredit WWE for being able to do. They never show anything that they don't want to show. You know, when something happens that's not supposed to happen, you don't even know what happened. You know what I mean? They just totally in the dark, the people watching at home at that time. They had no idea what was going on, that a man had basically died, and he was being carried out. They carried him to the back. They gave him some shock treatment, I guess, to start his heart or his heart. I'm not really sure how all that works, to be honest, but you know, he had basically died and was, as I understand, dead for about 30 minutes. And, you know, they finally got him back where he was at the hospital and alive. And there was all this worry about brain damage, which I was worried too. Because when you die for 30 minutes, I mean, your heart, I mean, there's no blood flow. There's no heartbeat. There's nothing. No activity. You are dead. But miraculously, a few days later, you know, he posted a video on Tout where he's, you know, just talking, kind of normal. He doesn't really seem to have any, you know, detectable problems that he's going to have some brain damage or he's forgotten who he was. Like, you know, it's not like he's going to go home and be like, my God, why are all these crowns here? Or these outfits? What is this? But he should be okay, it seems. And man, it was a hard night for me just to watch it as a fan, knowing what was happening. Because I didn't even care about anything that else was happening in the show. I was just watching, being like, my God, like, if they come on here and announce that out of nowhere, Jerry the King Lawler is dead, you know, it's just hard to deal with, you know. You know, your favorite guys, even in a short amount of time, they're just gone. And, you know, it's just hard, you know, to see, like, guys that you like and you respect and you've seen every single week just disappear. You know, it just sucks. But I'm glad for him and his family that he seems to be okay, and he'll probably actually be coming back in not that long of time. I mean, if he comes back in a month, I wouldn't be surprised at all. So, I mean, that's really great. Now, I wanted to get to Michael Cole, because Michael Cole had to handle this situation while he was gone. He did not actually commentate during a couple of matches, which I don't blame him. I don't know if it was his call or what, but if anyone's going to have a problem with him for that, I mean, come on, like, his friend, his colleague, basically died, and that's all he knew, you know, right next to him. I mean, I wouldn't have commentated either, and they could have fired me for it. I wouldn't have cared, because there's some things more important than, you know, commentary for, like, it's like your job, you know? I don't know. Some things are a little bit more important, like life. But some people I saw were realizing for the first time that Michael Cole actually had some talent, which just kind of makes me smack my forehead. Because yes, he is a very annoying heel sometimes, but to discredit his talent is a little ridiculous. I mean, the guy can speak like fluidly without messing up, like nonstop. He can just run his mouth. That takes talent. I know you think it might just be like, that's like an annoying thing you're born with, you know, that you just have this ability to annoy people, but it really is a talent, and he's very good at it. He's a very good announcer. I mean, it's just true. And, you know, he has a professional background, and I saw him on Good Morning America or whatever it was, and it proved, you can tell by the shocked faces on that show, that they were like, my God, he actually is good, you know what I mean? He just has a voice. Now, I want to talk about this show. It was an early morning show. I'm not really sure what it was, but I had a problem with this show. You know, at first, they're like, because, of course, we're talking about Michael Cole was on the show talking about Jerry the King Lawler, who had died for like 30 minutes. And this show, these people, they got no respect for wrestling. And you know it's true. The media, very biased, especially when it comes to pro wrestling. So when they're like, Jerry the King Lawler, why was he wrestling? Why was he doing that? Doing a physical thing at 62 years old? Is there something wrong with that? Should he have not done that? Should have you done something more? This man could have died. And being very poignant and very angry, you know, towards this. And at first I kind of agreed. It's like, why would he really be out there doing this crap when he's that old? You know, shouldn't they have known better? But then I thought to myself, wait a minute. The media, all the time, puts on like this 95-year-old woman who did like a 10-mile triathlon, you know, oh, she overcame the odds. She's a true inspiration to everyone. They beat cancer, my God, and they're 100 years old. You know, they're just so awesome and we should respect them. But no. When it comes to wrestling, should he really be doing that? I mean, that's so stupid. Why would he endanger himself? You know what I mean? So the media is just like that towards wrestling. It's sick. I hate that. But thank God that Jerry the King Lawler seems to be all right. And I hope that he comes back. And I think that, you know, he's been kind of iffy lately on his commentaries, like Fujiwama armbar, like he doesn't care. But I think if anything is going to like give you some inspiration and vigor and all that kind of stuff, this situation could probably introduce that. But yes, very happy Jerry the King Lawler is okay, and I hope to see him soon.